Hi, and welcome to this video. As promised, this is my first video about psychology and Siege, and I hope you'll learn from this video how to deal with your tilts while you're in game. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for the support I've been getting through this past week to just get this video released and start making it. Without even posting a video, I've got a lot of new subscribers and I really appreciate it. Within every video I make, I will be picking a comment out of the comment section. Whether it's from a YouTube video, so in the YouTube comments, or whether it's on a subreddit, it doesn't really matter. I just take this comment, I'll be breaking it down. This way I can engage more with you guys in the community. I would love that. It gives me more motivation to make these videos. I really enjoy reading those comments. And well, yeah, let's get this video started. This video I'll be talking about tilts, what it is, where it comes from, and what you can do about it. So, a quick disclaimer, this video will help you dealing with your tilt and it will not give you any tools to prevent it from happening. It's just a way to make sure that you don't drag your tilted state of mind into your next round. The main question for today is how can Rainbow Six Siege players best deal with their tilt while in game? The first question that arises from this is what even is tilt? As this is described in the Urban Dictionary, tilt is usually a term in video games, though it can really be used in any activity or hobby. Tilt is an emotional state when doing the exact same thing over and over produces negative results. It's an emotional breakdown and frustration of our hard work not resulting in the success that you crave so desperately. When you or someone is in a tilt state of mind, the best thing to do is take a break from that activity and try not to think about it as much. I'm not really sure if that's the best thing to do. In my personal opinion, it's not. But let's break this down. What you can take away from this definition is that it is an emotional state. So you're feeling emotion. This emotion is the result of doing the same activity, so playing Siege, that gives you negative emotions. These emotions are frustration and there's an emotional breakdown. Well, okay, an emotional breakdown, just like tilt, is not really used as a term within psychology. But the main point we can take away from this is that it is about emotions. And emotions we can work with. Emotions are the way we give meaning to a certain thing that is happening, as well as in our surroundings, as well as in our body. So let's take an example. You get spawn picked by a level 300 dark main. You can at that point start feeling something in your body, like an aching stomach, or thinking about that person that just clicked on your head. Or you're getting upset about the fact that you can't play this whole round because you got shot, which makes you feel frustrated. The emotion you get from this influences the way you make decisions. So, what is this feeling of frustration that influences our decision making? Well, the definition I found is that frustration is a key negative emotion that roots in disappointment and can be defined as irritable distress after a wish collided with an unyielding reality. Well, now we know that roots of tilt are an emotion, especially in emotions of frustration, which roots its feeling in disappointment. Disappointment that comes from not being able to live up to your wishes of a certain event. This is very important. Say for example you're attacking a cafe. The site is bar/cocktail. You see on your drone in the prep phase that there's no barbed wire and you can't see this quick that there is an enemy playing there. So, You run up as the Ashman you are to get that early control, only to get fused by that random teammate. If these kinds of mistakes keep happening to you, you'll get tilted. You're disappointed that you can't do the one thing you wanted to do, and that's to get easy kills on unsuspecting enemies. Maybe you even get mad or easier called frustrated. So you have this urge to slam something or to yell. Maybe you even do so. Maybe you yell to your teammates like, what the f are you doing, man? You fucking noob. You know? Well, this is tilt, and you kind of know where it comes from. Things you don't have in your control. Just like your team when you're solo queuing. So what can you do about it now? Well, first, you need to acknowledge the fact that you're feeling like this. This first step is a meditation technique called noting. So, let's walk you through this. Let's take the example we just took. The Fusion Cafe. The moment you die and you start getting angry, frustrated, anxious, disappointed, it doesn't really matter what you feel. That's the moment you need to start to shift your attention to the breath. Start counting your breaths. 1 on the inhale and 2 on the exhale. Count until 10, and once you reach 10, you can start at 1 again. And then just gently note that feeling as, oh, feeling. And if you're thinking about it, just note it as, oh, thinking. This way you create distance between you and a feeling, between you and a thought. If you need more help with this, consider using the app Headspace or watch the video about noting from them, link in the description below. So the next step is to acknowledge that the circumstances are not in your control. The only thing that you can control is the way you react to the situation. You might be blaming the fuse for the situation you're in. You should know this. You cannot control what your teammates do. Not even on a pro level. Take as example Corey from Rogue. He has a lot of important flags on his rep sheet. Those flags are on his teammates. So yeah. Well, you're in this situation. You cannot stop the fuse from fusing you. At least, that's what you're thinking now. I don't think that's what this person is thinking. He's not like, oh, this guy, he's trying to win us the game. Let's fuck him up. I don't think so. At least that's not what I want to believe. What I think is that he probably did not have the same information as you. He did not know that you were going to rush White Stairs. There was no barbed wire. Nevertheless, it's frustrating as hell. And it may feel like there's nothing you can do to change the outcome. But that's the thing. You can change it. And maybe not in the way you're thinking. Something like, I should have called it out. I should have called that there was no barbed, that White Stairs was free, and that I'm gonna rush it. But what if the fuse has the whole team muted? Or he doesn't understand English? Most good ranked players have figured this out by now, and you see this coming back in tips. In their tip videos, they say that when you're solo queuing, you should put more pressure on yourself. You should mute your teammates, put more pressure on yourself. Well, I'm basically saying this too, but with more explanation. And the difference is that I'm saying that pressure is not good for you. You should not put pressure on yourself. Pressure is basically a form of stress, which can cause tilt. So, don't put the pressure on yourself, but see yourself as the solution to your problems. What can you do differently? In this situation, I would say Turn on your outlines before you rush. Don't just look at what the enemy is doing. Look at what your team is doing. Take a moment to stand still in the moment and just really think about what you're doing, what you're gonna do, what your team is doing, what the enemy is doing, what the enemy is going to do. Just take the moment to think. Next to that, not every person is solo queuing. You need to be able to trust your teammates. Maybe a topic for another video, but let's take one comment of the subreddit where I got some inspiration from. So, citizen of Danksburg is saying, remind yourself that it's just a game. One match, or even a few matches, is not an indicator of your overall skill. And be honest, you know they weren't being abusing or cheating. You just got outplayed. Accept it, acknowledge the reality, and move on. What is he saying here is pretty important. Accept it. Acknowledge the reality. Stand still in a moment. Think about what is happening. Think about what you're feeling. And move on. Use it as a learning opportunity to improve your game for the future. And if they were cheating, then there's not much you could do in the first place, since it wasn't a fair fight to begin with. Yes, that can be frustrating, and you are allowed to feel frustrated at that, but it should be overboard. Also here, you can be frustrated. You are allowed to feel frustrated, yet allow yourself to feel frustrated. When I'm playing against someone, I play on PS4, and I'm up against someone who's clearly using mouse and keyboard, and I'm killed by them, I just go, well, okay, but... and then have a laugh about it. If nothing else, what's helpful to keep in mind is remembering that it's just a game, and because it's a game, it's supposed to be fun. Also, this is very important. If you don't enjoy the game, why are you playing it in the first place? If you die, try having a laugh about it. Or if you're trying to escape, just be like, oh no, fuck, fuck, damn it, they got me. Shit, I was so close, oh well. And if you get a sick kill, hell yeah, celebrate! Save the video clip so you can rewatch and share it with your friends. That's about all. Let me know what you think from this video, my explanation. Tell me in the comments what stood out the most to you. And if there was something I missed. I'd love to improve. Thanks for watching.